balancing on my hand so I can see the screen. Oh, yeah. Of course. There we go. There we go. All right. There's nobody watching. There's the wide. Okay, well, no speaking is one thing. I'll just be smart about what I'm doing. We can play with that later. Welcome to Battletech Fridays here. There are a couple of you watching. I know now. I can see you. Make yourself present. It is time to get into the scenario. I'm just going to start playing it, which is cool. Today, we are doing a defense of this wonderful city over here. And as you can see on the city, we've got buildings that have dice on them. And the dice have various numbers. Now let me show you. Which one does it? That one's over there. Oh, that's the one I want. Okay. So as you can see here, there are dice. Those dice have a specific number on them. So we've got 6 hit points here, 20 hit points for this big guy over here, 6 over here, 3 for each of these turrets, and vice versa. And these buildings are important because they are the hungry food of these crazy, monstrous, and yes, we are doing it today, folks, these crazy, monstrous kaiju. So these giant monsters, which are using the large monster, unofficial large monster stats, are going to come across this field, and they're going to try and destroy the city. It's good old-fashioned rampage, folks. And so as they're coming to destroy the city, we're going to defend the city. So let's see here. We'll go to this, see what this camera looks like. Not that one there. That one's coming from the kaiju's perspective, and that's the wide. All right, we're back at the wide now. So I have got a whole bunch of mechs. I got 2 Vindicators, Vindicator 1 and 2, and a Highlander in a broken down lance of 3. I have an Assassin Firefly, Ontos Heavy Tank, and Pegasus Hover Tank over here. That is the second lance. And the third lance is Hatchetman, Griffin, Enforcer, and Thunderbolt happening right here. And I have turrets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turrets. Each of the turrets have 3 hit points. Each of the turrets does 3 damage. And they will use the sniper deck to shoot. And I have the sniper deck right here. So they will use the sniper deck to shoot. And the antenna are here as well, and they all count as 2 hit points each. And all of these diced targets have a activated priority for the AI kaiju. And on this side of the battlefield, we have 2 fire rats, a lodestone golem, a thunder lizard, and the super lowland gecko, which are all different types of like remade dinosaurs. These giant dinosaurs are angry and hungry, and they are trudging through the woods into Berry Prime, and they are trying to take out the city because they were unleashed in the last scenario. And now the forces of this city, we'll call this Lynnvanderville, the forces of this city have to defend against these very angry dinosaurs. And in order for the victory condition of our team, which is the players, us, we have to destroy all of these kaiju. They will be in forced retreat. So if I manage to do enough to their structure, or in this case their health, past their armor, then they will be forced to retreat and run away licking their wounds, and we might kill them on the way out. Now, the way we are considered to lose this situation is the kaiju destroy all the mechs, which is very possible because some of these guys can one-shot our mechs. But if these guys destroy all of our mechs, then of course they win. But if they do a combined total of 50 damage to my structure, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 in the turrets. One building is 28, 38. And then so they have to do 50 points of damage across the board, and all these little structures are like a hit point or 2 each. So I'm going to add it all up. If they can do 50 points of damage to the buildings, which get priority over the mechs, then they win the scenario because they've decimated the city, and the mechs have to we have no power, nothing to do. Now, what's crazy is the AI that I'm using. I got the Lodestone Golem and the Thunder Lizard are doing the Brawler deck. The super lowland gecko is doing the skirmisher deck, and the fire rats are under the striker deck. Now, dinosaur steaks for dinner. That's correct. Now, the way the AI is going to work is that the AI is going to check something new as top priority, and that is, are they in a position of serious threat from the mechs attacking them? So if I can position my mechs in a way to actually hurt them and get them past their armor, they will consider the mechs a threat and attack the mechs. But some of them have such armor that they're in a situation where they feel like if they're not in a direct threat from the mechs, they will switch their targeting primarily to buildings, and they will target buildings they can destroy first. So they're going to destroy all these little turrets first, and then they're going to start targeting the buildings to take them out. So that is the rules of change for the AI this particular scenario. So let's begin. And I'm going to clock today. I literally have 1 hour and 40 minutes to run this scenario, so I'm going to run it right now. We're going to do the red dice for the enemy, and we're going to do the gold dice for us, like I've been doing standard across the board. So let's begin with rolling initiative. Our team rolls an 11. This is a good start. And they roll a 6. So the good news is we're going first. It's a good change of pace, folks. Good change of pace. Okay, we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mechs, and they have 2, 3, 4, 5 kaiju. So they're going to move 1. We're going to move 2. And that's how it's going to work for a little while until we get to 1 and 3. So the first thing on their list, I'm going to look at the numbers. 195 is the lodestone golem. It's going to be the first one to move. And I'm going to take its AI card here and give it a little readsy. And it says lodestone golem can't jump, so it's not going to jump. If first, jumped 16 inches from the lowest enemy and or line of sight of woods for most enemies. It is going to continue to do that, just not jump. It's jump or move. So it moves 6. It's a nice slow kaiju. And it's going to move into here. And it wants cover from most enemies. So this actually provides cover from most enemies. Now, the kaiju are really large, so a 6 movement is more like an 8 because their body will go from base to base. So they actually are going to gain a lot more movement than the mechs do. But it makes sense because they're gigantic things that are coming at us. Now we get to move. So over here, we get to move 2 mechs, I believe, because they're going to have... so they have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So 4 to 8. So 11, 10, 9, 8. So we're going to move 3, actually. And that's 3, 2, 2, and 2. So we're going to move 3 mechs. All right. Now, we are defending. So we want to make sure that these turrets do their job. The downside is, and I'll just do this one right here, because this is the fun part. We are defending this base. Now, the downside is... the more turrets they destroy, the better chances they have to winning the game. So we want to make sure that we're somewhat in position to fight them. So I think what I'm going to do is not go stationary yet, but I want to move my guys up onto some vantage points. Now, one really cool thing I haven't told you guys yet is that the Ontos Heavy Tank and the Pegasus Hover Scout Tank are the only 2 minis on my side, mechs on my side of the board, that don't have jump jet capabilities, which is awesome. So everything else on my board has jump jet capabilities. So let's do some jumping. Let's get some people to some vantage points here and see if we can maybe start picking them off from a distance, because this scenario is we want them dead. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the 2 Vindicators and the Highlander. And the Highlander jumps 6. So let's jump the Highlander up here. Yeah. Highlander's here. And we'll put a jump. There we go. We know that the ground TMM for this guy over here. Let's also jump the 2 Vindicators. The Vindicators both jump 8. So let's go right there. And then up here. All right, Vindicators are getting ready. They're scouting for everybody right now. And I want to give a special shout out to Fox Network and to Paul, good old Paul, for allowing us to use these kaiju that he printed and painted, and to Les Vanderville for some of the paint jobs he's done here. This terrain by a combination of some amazing people. The terrain is The trees and some of this really cool outcropping here is from Paul from Fox Network. We've got gamermat.eu terrain, which is this really cool rock outcroppings. Josh for cutting these little felt things out for us. And I would like to thank Hextech and Gale Force 9 for sponsoring the channel and providing us with these delicious, very cool buildings. So thank you everyone for being involved. That Pegasus is going to kick ass, baby. Okay, so I've moved the 2 Vindicators and the Highlander. Now I'm going to go back over here. 135 is the Blue Lizard, and it wants to go toward the enemy that's furthest and into woods cover. Basically, it's going to make its way toward the battlefield, and it's going to crush its way in right here. And it also will share that ground movement there. Now, back over to me. We're going to move 2. I think it's fair to move, of the Lance, we'll move the Hatchet and the Griffin. The Hatchet and the Griffin. So the Griffin is going to jump 10. We want to get that Griffin jump capable. He's not going to get a shot this turn unless he jumps right there. Yeah, Griffin's going to jump here. Get a couple of pot shots off. And then the Hatchet Man. We'll move the Hatchet Man in. No, we'll move the Thunderbolt in. Thunderbolt's going to jump 8. Thunderbolt's going to jump up here. All of the Autobots roll out. And that's our 2. Jump back over here to the Kaiju. 584 is faster than 585. So the Super Lowland Gecko is going to jump, and it has a 10 jump, toward the lowest health enemy that has not yet moved, which would be the Pegasus tank. So the Lowland Gecko is going to try and cross through the woods here to take everything out. That Gecko is going to jump 10 into woods cover from most enemies and toward the lowest health enemy. So it's actually going to make its jump into the woods here. So we're going to jump him in into the woods. Okay. And because he jumped, we'll give him a jump, just in case there's any modifiers. There's TMM. Speaking of which, Fox Game Network, if you guys have seen, I got some YouTube shorts up. I've been doing clips and adding clips to the YouTube channel. And I just added the clip of the Banshee Pegasus shootout. It's really cool. I actually forgot how fun that video we did was. We need to do more scenarios like that, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But that was a really wild scene. Double six, double ones. My God. I just watch it. It's really cool. I put some text in there to help people figure it out. Awesome. Gecko's gone. Back to us. We got to move 2. Hatchet Man and Griffin, I think, or Enforcer need to move. So the Hatchet Man jumps 8. Let's jump the Hatchet Man up here. And then the Enforcer, we're just going to move the Enforcer 8 over to here. So the Enforcer's coming down into here. There we go. The Enforcer's the only one on the team so far that hasn't jumped. Coward. And there's 4 of us left. So over here, we're going to do the rats next. 585 is Giant Rat number 1, which is the closest to me. It is going to sprint if there are no enemies within 24. It currently moves 10, so it is going to run 15 through everything. Because this is an archway, it can go under the archway and run its way literally right into these woods. So we'll put sprint. Those rats want to get in there and do some damage. And we're going to move over here. Yes, thank you, B, for the support too. We really appreciate the gift. And over here, let's do our tanks. You know what? Let's do our tanks. No, I'm going to save the tanks for the end. The assassin's going to jump 14. The assassin wants to get in and see if he can get a few pot shots off. So the assassin can literally jump. Yeah. Assassin's going to hide down in here behind this. Good old assassin. Assassin. And the Firefly can jump 8 and move 10. The Firefly can jump up to here. So the Firefly is going to get a nice vantage point up here. Get the laser pointer out at some point, see what happens. Now, over here, we got the final rat. It wants to sprint as well to woods cover from most enemies. It is going to go 15. This is a low arch, but because it's a low creature, it can do so. So we're going to sprint that guy over here. Squeezes right in here. Look at that. They're coming. Big, scary are coming. Those rats are going to be nice, meaty targets. And believe me, all of those donations be everything you put toward anytime anyone subscribes or donates or does anything of that nature to this channel, money literally goes right back into increasing the quality, which if you look, you'll see that our quality is kind of increasing every single episode. Okay, now, let's see here. All right, let's go back here. Okay, so everything is moved, I think everything's moved. Nope, my tanks have to move still. I'm gonna go over here to this one camera now, and I'm gonna move my tanks. I'm gonna move my tanks right in there. Let's get the Ontos heavy tank ready and locked and loaded for combat. Now it's got treading, so it's gonna have a hard time getting through here, but I want to situate that tank up in a way that it can just sit there and pelt. So maybe the way I've set this up, the only place the tank can go through is right here. So we're gonna move the tank literally up to that point so it can move next turn and get where it needs to go. But you know what? Maybe I'm gonna sprint the tank, because then it'll get, yeah, tank is gonna go right here. All right, so the tank is sprinted. It won't get a shot this turn. I haven't done this much sprinting before, which is kind of cool. And the Pegasus hover tank moves 16. Now we want this thing to get rocking and rolling. So the 16 on the hover tank minus a couple inches, it's going to get me all the way out there. Yeah, so the hover tank's got more than enough movement to just right past this tank and hide out right in here. That's right, hide out right there, because the hover tank's not getting killed. Thanks, Devin. Shut up, Devin, and get to work. Okay, so the tank has moved its way in there. Sweet sauce McGrath. Let's see what we got here for visuals. Nothing on this one too much yet. Oh, you can see the lowland. Yep, and then on this one here, you can see the kaiju are starting to come in. You can see the rat here, and there is another rat over there. I think you can see the rat. He's over here hidden out. You can't really see him, but you can see some of the mechs. So once they get into the forest here, I'll cut to that one. In the meanwhile, we'll keep it to the wide. Okay, let's go to combat now. We get to shoot first because humans rock. And so, do I have any lines of sight? I think the Thunderbolt will get. You know what? I think the Thunderbolt will get a shot off on the rat, and the rat could get a shot off on the Thunderbolt, but the rat's gonna have a +2. Rat doesn't get to shoot back. Let's do the Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt's jumped. So right now, the Thunderbolt's current skill is 3. I believe we're sitting in long range territory. Yep. So 7, 8, 9. TMM for the rat is 2, 10, 11, and then 12 for jumping. So I need to basically roll boxcars. I rolled 1, 6 and 1, 1. So no shot from the Thunderbolt. Anything else can shoot. Let's find out. I think the Hatchet Man has too much forest, has 3 points of forest, which is too much. Same with the Griffin. The Vindicator, however, will get 1 point of forest and will have the same thing. They need boxcars. Got to try it, right? Nope. The Highlander has no shot because there is this giant rock outcropping. The Assassin will get no shot because there are literally 4 points of forest. The other Vindicator has 4 points of forest. That's it. There are no shots. Now the turrets. Do my turrets get any shots? This one has 3 points of forest. This one has 3 points of forest. So there are no turrets that can fire this round. And same with the Firefly. It's way in the distance. Okay. No firing. And because the rat ran, it does not get to sprint it. It does not get to fire back on the Thunderbolt. We're done. Moving to the next turn. First things first, I'm going to swap out my my decks so that I get all of the cool stuff with the with my Decaronis. There we go. And then we've got the fire rats who get to change their cards over. Ooh, it's a bit of a different turn this time, guys. Initiative. The rats. Oh, I'll clear the tokens off. I don't confuse myself. Excusez-moi. Oh, come here, you. Come here, you. And then over here, just a whole lot of jump tokens getting cleaned. A couple of ground tokens from the cowardly tanks, as Fox would say. There's a token there, another token here, another token there. Tokens here, tokens there, tokens everywhere. Okay. Here we go. The enemies roll a 5. The good guys roll an 11 again. Oh, I'm really scared about these rolls. An 11. So we have one initiative, so they're going to move their units first. And the first unit on theirs to move is the Super Land Gecko. And the Gecko says, if first, jump to 12 inches from the nearest enemy and to woods cover from most enemies. So it is jumping 10. And it does want to get closer to the battlefield, but it wants to woods cover from most enemies, and it wants to jump toward the nearest enemy. The Gecko's nearest enemy is, in fact, the Pegasus or the Assassin. So it is going to, and technically, it would be this turret as well. So it wants to jump within 10. So I think it's going to jump into here, into these woods. So out of the woods it goes. Into the next woods it lands. Damn, that's scary. There it is, folks. It's sitting right there. Jumped into these woods right here. Look at that. Dang. Okay, over to our side now. Okay, let's be smart. Let's be smart. That gecko's coming in. It looks like their fire rats are the last to move on their part, so that stinks for us because that means they're going to get some sort of advantage. So the assassin will get 1 point of woods. So we're going to get, if the assassin stays still, it can get some shots off, and the assassin at medium range does 2. So he wants to stay where he is. So we're going to stand still the assassin, because the turrets and the assassin should be able to take that guy out. And then the firefly is going to move into combat as well. And I'm going to move the firefly in a position where it can jump 8. So the firefly can jump. Yeah, firefly is going to jump and hide behind this antenna. And because it jumped, it's going to stay there and jump. I'm going to get those guys up there shooting down into the fray. And I get to move one more guy. Maybe the Highlander should stay put. I think the Highlander's going to... this is a tough one. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt jumps 8. I'm going to move the Thunderbolt down here. He's going to take cover behind this rock. Right there. And see if we can get some shots off. So I'll see if I can fight these guys head on and take a few out before they come and take our city out. And that's 3. So over here on this side of the field, the fastest thing to go again is the Lodestone Golem. And it wants to move toward the highest health enemy, which is the Highlander. And so it's going to go toward the biggest threat, which is the Highlander. Of course, the biggest threat would be the city. So it's going to make its way toward that, and it's going to move 6 toward that. So it is going to make its way through here. Because it's base-to-base monstrosity, it will collapse and destroy the forest. Because it's base-to-base monstrosity, it will go into these woods. And technically, I've knocked them out of the way. It'll go into these woods here and hide out behind these trees. And that's where that golem is going to golem. That's where that golem is going to golem. Okay. And it moved to there. And now it is back to us. 2 for us. Let's move 2. I think it's time I think we've got a good shot underneath this archway at these guys here. So I think we're going to... Yeah, okay. So the Highlander is going to jump 6 down here. And hide behind there for cover. And jump. See if we can get a couple shots off underneath at this gecko. And then as a second movement... I think the Ontos heavy tank needs to move into a position where it can strike as well. So the Ontos heavy tank is going to move 6 and stay right here. And I think if it goes there, it gets a nice clean shot at the gecko. We're going to try and take that gecko out before he gets a chance. So the Ontos heavy tank goes there. Now we go back to the other side of the field. Yeah, I'm working on 575. That would be the lizard, and it is going to stay stationary if no enemies are within 16 and at least one enemy in line of sight with TMM 1 or less. So there are definitely no enemies within 16 of the lizard, because they would all have to be in the woods at this point. But does it have a line of sight on anything? I don't think so. I think the only thing it can get a line of sight on is the firefly up there. But is it? I don't think it's medium range. If it's medium range, it might just stay still and kill the firefly. It is not. So nothing is within medium range unless it moves. Therefore, it's going to follow the path of into woods cover from most enemies and toward the biggest threat, which would be the Ontos, because it's the one that does the most damage at this stage. And it is going to move into these woods here. And it gets cover from these woods. It's going to claim cover from either of these woods at this point. And that's where it's going. So it's going to start shooting things. Whew. I'm getting nervous, guys. Okay. Also, just to let you know what I did, I moved the kaiju into the woods here. And now we'll go back to the mechs. I think it's time to move these guys into the foray. Here's a clear line of shot. If I can get someone right there, he'll get 1 or 2 points of actually, you know what? I think the griffin needs to stay where he is. So we're going to say the griffin stays put. And the hatchet man is going to make its way down here. The hatchet man is going to jump down, claim cover there, try to get a shot off. Oh, look at this, like force building up. How cool is that? Hatchet man goes there, and now we go back to the kaiju. Oh, look at that scary kaiju coming in. That's so scary. All right, here's the kaiju. So next on the list for the kaiju to move is the 781, which is the fire rat. Hey, nerds. What's up, Lorcan? What's up, nerd? The rats don't have a jump, but they want to move toward the lowest health enemy, which in fact is the hatchet man that moved, and or the firefly, or the assassin. But it wants to move toward the fewest enemies in line of sight, woods cover, and toward the furthest enemy. So it actually kind of wants to make its way toward the hatchet man, or the thing that it can, these turrets count. So it's going to move 10 and stay within cover. And I think the 10 that it wants to do is it's going to go literally right here. And it will get cover from most of the stuff firing through this, and it's going to get a shot up on the firefly or the turret, whichever you want to do. So that's where that rat's going to go. Whew, scary. Now on our side, we've got to move 1, 2, 3, 4 things we should have to move still. I don't see where my other Vindicator is. Where did I put you? I've got the Enforcer, Vindicator, and the Pegasus. Okay, so let's move the Vindicators. So Vindicator number 1, it's got no real shots on anything, so he needs to get a good vantage somewhere. So maybe we'll move that. Maybe we'll move that Vindicator. Get him onto this ledge here. He could get a pot shot on that rat. Let's do it. Let's do it. So he's going to jump up onto there. We'll keep that jump token for both of them. So he's going to try and get a pot shot off on the rat, medium range. And the other Vindicator is going to also get up there and try and get some pot shots off. So we'll jump this Vindicator up behind this turret. There he goes, right behind that turret. There we go. The last things to move are the Enforcer and the Pegasus. Now, jumping back on over to the giant fire rat, it wants to go toward the lowest health enemy, and it's following the exact same pattern as the previous rat, but it's moving 10, but it's going to cut itself down a little bit, so it's going to move its way into these woods. Cover from most enemies means if it comes over here, it opens up to all those guys. So he wants to go into here. So the rat is moving its way into this tree right here. That's where he's going to go hang out. And he gets cover from this woods, and that wood's now from the thunderbolt, and it's going to shoot the rat. And lastly, we get to do our movement. The Pegasus scout tank is in a position to get right up there to that rat. So Pegasus scout tank is going to go right here and try to get a shot off on that rat, and also potentially be shot by the rat. There you go, Paul. Just for you, buddy. Yeah, that's right. I mean, they know what they're doing with the Battletech, or with the Hex Tech terrain. And then we're gonna move our Enforcer by jumping the Enforcer right here. See if we can get a shot off on the rat as well. And we'll share the jump token with the Hatchet Man. All of my units have moved. All of their units have moved. It is time. I'm for combat. Ombat, Lombat, Sombat. Here we go. I'm nervous. First things first. We've got a Thunderbolt. Line of fire through 2 sets of woods. Not enough to cause, but we'll give a +1 there because it is Alpha Strike. And jumped. And so TMM 3, or sorry, skill 3, medium range 4, 5, 6, 7 for the TMM, 8 for the woods, 9 for jumping. Snake Eyes. Ooh, whiffo. The Pegasus Scout Tank is going to be a skill of 4. I think it's 4 for the Peggy. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 for woods. 9s. That's a 9. Ooh, little Pegasus scores a wound on Surat Aroni. And Surat Aroni takes 2 to its shell, to its fur. Does not like that. It confers that it does not like that at all. The next firing thing is going to be this Enforcer shooting through the woods. Jumped. So the Enforcer, in fact, has a skill of 2. 3, 4 for range. 5, 6. 7 for jumping. 8 for woods. It needs 8s. That would be a 4 plus a 6, which is 10. So the Enforcer at medium range drops 2 more into the rat. The rat takes 2 more health. Not even at half of its armor yet. Sucker. And let's see if the Hatchet Man can do any better. So the Hatchet Man is skill 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for woods, 9 for jumping. Hatchet Man needs 9s. Missed. That's not entirely surprising. Let's do the Griffin. So it is 3, 4. Griffin is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8 because it stood still and missed. Let's get this Highlander shooting at the Gecko. So it is a skill of 3, and it is 4, 5 for range. The Gecko is TMM 2, so 6, 7, 8 for cover, 9 for jumping. So we need 9s. That's a 6. It misses. The Vindicator is going to get a shot off on this rat through the woods, and it jumped. And the Vindicator is skill 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for the woods, 10 for jumping. I rolled a 7. That is a fail. Fail my pale. The Ontos Heavy Tank is going to get a shot off on this Gecko. Its skill for the Ontos is 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for the TMM, 9 for cover, 9. Oh, baby! That's 9. And the Ontos Heavy Tank puts 7 into the Gecko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bringing the Gecko to half armor. How's that? Way to go, Ontos. There is a secret to this. There is one more kaiju coming in based to make the turret points balance, and there's coming in at the end of this round, and that is Kang the Conqueror. Over here now we've got this Vindicator. It's going to shoot down on this rat. +2 for jump and all that. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for jumping. That is not it. It's not a hit. And then the Assassin and the Firefly both taking shots, but they get advantage. So they get cover from the terrain of the rat gets covered from the rock. So both of those, the Assassin and the Firefly, are skill 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the Firefly jumps. So 10 for the Firefly and 8 for the Assassin. So failed for the Firefly and failed for the Assassin. So no shots off there. Fired. Turret time. The only targets the turrets have are turret 1. This turret can't shoot the Gecko. No, Gecko's covered. This turret can't shoot the Gecko. This turret cannot shoot anything. This turret up here can shoot the rat and the rat. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On 8s. Boom. Couple more damage into this rat. Clink, clink. Nicely done, nicely done. And then I believe I said this turret can't shoot. This turret can shoot the gecko. 4, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for cover. That is an 8. Just failed. These two turrets up here, we're going to roll them together because they have the same rolls against the rat. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s. We got an 8 and a 6, so they both failed. So the turrets all fired and failed. And that is it for firing for our side. Enemy side's going to shoot now. Let's see who shoots first. Highest priority backwards. So we're going to start with the fire rat down here that's been getting hosed. And this rat here is going to aim toward what it can destroy. Higher priority are the mechs shooting at it, causing enough damage that it wants to take the mechs out over the turret? Well, the answer is yes, and it probably will aim toward the... So it's going to choose the mechs this turn. What can it destroy? Well, the rat does 4. The Pegasus scout tank has 5, but it will put it into force withdrawal. Lowest health and lowest range bound, that would be the Pegasus. So here you go, Paul. It's shooting the Pegasus for force withdrawal. It is shooting currently at a skill of 4. 5, 6 for range, 7 for cover, 8, 9, 10. So it's shooting at 10s. Ooh, 8. Sorry, you missed. And the next one is going to shoot. It is following the procedure of what it can destroy. It cannot destroy. Ooh, it can put the firefly. It can put the assassin into run. So it's going to take a shot at the assassin. It's just going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for range, 9 for cover, 10, 11 for the assassin. 11, is that right? 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7 for cover, 8, 9. It's shooting 9s on the assassin. Here we go. That is a miss. The other fire rat misses. Next on the firing thing is the lizard. The slizzard lizard wants to take a shot at what can it destroy in terms of threat. The things that it can hit are, it can hit this turret. It can't shoot through all those woods. It can not see the Pegasus tank. It can shoot directly onto the Griffin or the Hatchet Man or the turret. So let's see. Priority is it wants to destroy the mechs, get dice off the table. So the Griffin, can it destroy the Griffin? It can do. It is within 24 inches, right? So we follow the 24-inch rule. It can shoot pretty much anything there. So it is going to go... It can deal 7. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it cannot put the Griffin into forced retreat. It can, however, put the Hatchet Man into forced retreat. Sorry, it can't shoot the Enforcer. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can actually put the Enforcer into forced retreat. The Enforcer is the highest threat on the board. It's shooting the Enforcer. So we are rolling at a skill of... I've changed the Lodestone and the Big Blue Lizard to 3s. So it's 3, 4, 5 for range. TMM is 6 for the Enforcer. 7 for it jumping, 8 for cover. It needs 8s to put the Enforcer off the field. And it rolled a 3, and it missed. I was kind of hoping it would hit. The next on the list is the Lodestone Golem, which doesn't... It needs to get into combat to do what it needs to do. But its only shot is this turret up here. So for 2 damage onto the turret, which wouldn't kill it, but that's what it's going to do. It's 3, 4, 5. That's it. 5s. Easy. 2 damage. Clink, clink. This turret took 2. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. Clink, 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 clink. Okay. And the last thing to shoot is the gecko. And the gecko wants to strike. It can hit the turret. It's dealing 3 damage to the turret. So it's going to target that turret and try to take it out. It is a 4, 5, 6. 6 to take the turret out. Boom, 7. That turret is gone. They are 3 hit points down into the score of winning this game. That's disgusting already. So we're going to count that as 3. We'll put that right under the side here as my little scoreboard. 3 points in, rock and roll. And I believe that is all of the shooting for this turn. It is now the next round. So I'm going to quickly do the decks over here. Redistribute the decks, the AI decks out so that we know what's doing what. And then it's rock and roll time. Now we're going to enter in. Dun 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 dun. Kang comes into the battlefield. Kang is a Juggernaut, so he will get the Brawler deck and join us on the Brawler deck thing. And now the game goes crazy. Here we go. Quick green tea break. Okay. Time for some Anish. But first, let's clear off all these tokens. It's called upkeep, friends. A little easier in Magic the Gathering when all you have to do is to untap and switch some tokens. This one here, you gotta go and you gotta take all this stuff off. Collect everything, not knocking anything over. You're gonna have sausage fingers like I do. You knock everything over. And away we go. All right, initiative. This is where we lose. Enemies roll. A 7. We roll. An 8. We win. This time it's 2-2 because there are 3, 4, 5, 6, and there are 11 of us. So we're going to move 1, and then it's 2 and 2 and 2, I think. No. They move 1, then we move 2. That's correct. Okay, so first on the list for them is the Lowland Golem. So the Stone Golem is going to go now. Because it lost, it is going to move into woods toward the lowest TMM enemy, which is going to be the tank or the Highlander, and it wants to make its way through there. So 6. Here's where it goes. Into these woods. It's going to cover from these woods, and it's going to shoot through this thing. It's going to burst through this and just kick some serious ass. And then onto our side, we've got... what we got over here? We've got to really think about how we're going to pull this off. I think now's a good time to perhaps do some forced retreats. Maybe. I kind of want the Highlander to fight this Golem head on. The Golem does 4, so I think I can handle that. So I'm going to make the Highlander stand still and take out that Golem. And I think... Yeah, I think we're going to have fun with this. I think we're going to move the Ontos Heavy Tank right there, because it does so much damage that together with the Highlander, they should be able to blow that Golem out of the water. Those are our 2. Back to the enemy. 410 is the big blue Thunder Lizard, and it is going to move to the most enemies it can get in line of sight and into woods cover from most enemies and the lowest TMM enemy, which is the Ontos tank. It is going to crush its way through and end up right here. Just knock all these trees over. Go right there. That's where it's going to go. And it is also going to share a regular ground movement with the Golem. Right there, moving in. Take a look at this, folks. That's right. These ain't no half models, folks. These are the real deal. Blue Steel, Magnum coming through right now. Now we go back to the other side of the board. Let's see here. Yeah, those 2 are disgusting. We gotta get stuff moving here. That rat's gonna hurt. So I gotta be very careful how I pull this off. Enforcer was missed. So let's do... That stayed. Oh, man. This is not good. Hatchet Man could technically stay where he is and get... No, it's cover from the Kaiju. The Griffin could stay where it is and get stability shot. Griffin's going to stay where it is and try and get a shot off on the Kaiju. And the Hatchet Man is going to move here and get a shot off on the Golem. We're going to have to drop everything we got into this. Back over to the enemy side. New perspective, you guys can see. New perspective, you see. And then from there, we've got 5. So the giant rat down here. Down here. Giant rat down here gets to make its move. It says it would like to, if there are no enemies within 24, which is untrue, it would sprint. But in that case, it's going to get to the nearest enemy it can get behind, toward the lowest health enemy, and into woods cover from most enemies toward the nearest enemy. So those are its commands. So into an enemy, the nearest enemy it can get behind. It cannot get behind with its 10 movement. It can get behind the Pegasus or the Griffin, but then it will be exposed to the breadth of the enemies. So it will not follow that logic chart. It will, however, go toward the lowest health enemy, which is the Hatchet Man, and the Pegasus, and these turrets. And it will try to position itself into woods cover from most enemies. Now, because these two have moved, it actually is in a very strategic spot to move out to the rim here, but nope. It actually wants to move here to protect itself from all of this. So the rat will move its way toward, it'll tuck in behind here like this, and it's going to get shot off at the Griffin, the Enforcer, and the turret. That's where it's going to go. It's a good spot for that rat to go and do its damage. But I wonder if they have melee. I think they should have melee capabilities based on its size. The rat doesn't necessarily care. So the lowland gecko, the others want to get in there because size 6 for the gecko will do a lot of damage. So making our way back over to our side of the battlefield, which let me see where I'm at right now in terms of visuals for this. Yeah, it looks pretty good still. It's kind of a mess. My God. So let's just, there we go. Whew, look at that mess. Okay. Over here now. Let's see here. I got some mechs to move. I have no threat over here, so I'm going to move this Griffin. I think I need to move this Griffin. He jumps 10, but I want to move him 10 instead of jump him, and I want to get him. That rat can hurt, but I want to get him over here. So I'm going to move this Griffin. He's flanking. He's going right in behind this rock, and he's going to try and get a shot off if he can. He is within short range now. Does he care about short range? No, he does not want short range. So instead, he's going to go behind this tree and claim cover from the tree and stay out of short range because he does more damage at medium range than he does short range. Actually, he likes long range stuff. I'll put him right there. So he's just out of frame, basically, but he's covered by this tree. And that's the Griffin, and I got one more to move. Sorry, that's the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt does want to get in there. Sorry, I got confused by my mechs. So the Thunderbolt's going to hide behind this rock and get just within short range of the rat because the rat's base, his size, and is going to try and blow that rat up at short range. Then the Griffin, which is over here, is going to jump down here, hide right there, and try to get some shots off the rat as well through these rocks or whatnot. Okay, nice. Back over to the kaiju. Next on the list for this one is actually the Kang, which is all the way over here coming into the battlefield. And it would like to stay stationary if no enemies are within 12, and it has a line of sight. It does not. So it is going to ground move toward the cover from most enemies. So it is going to make its way and get its way over here. Coming in nice and slow, but will probably get a long-range shot at something. Maybe at this turret. We'll see. That's scary. Back over to me. I have a few things to move. I got the Pegasus to move. I got this Vindicator to move, that Vindicator, and those two to move. I think the Pegasus can probably get behind a bunch of stuff. I think the Pegasus has probably got enough movement that if it were to go through enough of the woods, it would need to have 8 to get behind. No, it can't get behind Percy Jackson here. Oh, the Gecko still has to move. Pegasus is not moving yet. I will, in fact, move this Vindicator. And the Vindicator is just going to jump down to here to get some shots off. There he goes. This Vindicator is going to stay where he is. Done. Okay, holding our ground. Back over to the Kaiju. The Super Gecko gets to go, and that rat's the last to move. Who do we have left? We have 1, 2, 3, 3 left to move. So we're going to move 2. They're going to move 1. Then I move 1. Okay. So the super land gecko is going to go. It wants to jump if the highest movement value enemy has not yet moved into woods cover from most enemies. So this hasn't moved yet. So it is going to into woods cover from most enemies, but it is going to jump. And it jumps 10 toward the highest movement value enemy that has not yet moved. So it wants to jump toward the Pegasus, but it wants to stay covered from most things. So it might actually just jump to this thing here to shoot up to these guys and still claim cover. So that's where it's going to go. Right there. And now that I moved all my stuff over here, I can't shoot it anymore by all this stuff. So it's going to hide behind here and shoot up there. Well done. Well done, lowland gecko. Now, I got 4 more to move on my side. 3 more to move. So I think the Pegasus is the last to move. So the Firefly can jump 8. Firefly cannot jump out of the angle of the gecko because the way the gecko is situated, tucked in behind this tree. So the Firefly can't get behind it, but it can get beside it. I don't think that's the right call. Can the Firefly jump over here? Nope. Firefly can't really do much. The Assassin can jump 14. So we're going to move that Assassin. We're going to jump that Assassin all the way over here. And it gets a nice rear shot on the gecko, but I think I might have been a bit foolish in that. Nope, it is not in the arc of any of these guys. It is, however, oops, I did not see that for Kang. Oh, crap. Maybe then. Damn. All right, that's where he's going to go. Let's just get that assassin in and get his job. Didn't do his job. Is he within 6? Yeah, he is. I don't want him within 6. Oh, well. Assassin's jumping there. Just got to get him out there to do some flanking. See if we got some good stuff here. And then I think we're going to move the Pegasus. Pegasus is going 16. The Pegasus can come around. That rat has perfect angle on the Pegasus. The Pegasus cannot get past the rat and not get hit by either Kang or the Golem. The Pegasus can, however, get behind the gecko. So what I'm going to do is wait for the Pegasus and move the Firefly. The Firefly is actually going to stay still and draw fire. Now they get to go, and the last one on their side is the other giant fire rat. It would like to move toward the highest movement value enemy that has not yet moved, which is the Pegasus. It wants to go toward the highest movement value enemy, toward the nearest TMM enemy it can get behind, and into woods cover from most enemies. So it needs to get woods cover from most enemies and get behind a target. Now, in theory, it can get behind the Assassin because it can climb the rocks. It's got 10 movement, and that is 5 movement to get to the top. So even if it were to double each of its hexes, or each of its movement inches, it will scurry up and get right behind the Assassin. I did not realize that it could climb. So it's right behind the Assassin, likely going to kill the Assassin. But the Assassin is an ass in. This is a dumbass. All right, well, that's that. And now the last movement on my side is the Pegasus. So the Pegasus is going to do what the Pegasus does best and scurry in a hurry. And it is going to slip behind this gecko and try to not touch it, but just get right behind it, claim cover from Kang on this side, and probably get killed by the Golem. Oh, can it just zing through here? Yes. Pegasus is going right there. And it's going to claim woods. So it's going to get cover. So the only thing that could possibly hit it, it's 3 points of woods. It won't be able to hit the Pegasus, but it's going to get a rear shot on the gecko. So Pegasus is going to do what it does best. Sit behind and pounce. Okay. Time to shoot. Let's open up with the Pegasus. So Pegasus is shooting at Seal 4. It is within short range. Guaranteed. Yep. So 4, no other penalties there. The 2 for TMM is 6, 7 because the gecko jumped, no cover. So 7. Pegasus. Oh! Oh, look at this! Box cars. Box cars. Box cars. All right, let's see what happens next. Can I get a crit? Look how close that was. Look how close that is. It's a 3, which is an engine hit, which on the gecko, the engine hit is it's basically hurting its, that was so close to a repeat. But it does do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3 into the back of the gecko. Sick. And an engine hit, which means it's going to have +1 to hit when it does spew its guck at other things. Well done, Pegasus. You've done your job. Let's get this assassin off. The assassin's going to shoot the gecko in behind as well. See if we can get this armor missing. The assassin is only dealing 1 damage from short range. It'll be 2 because it's close. 4, short range. 5, 6 TMM 7s. So we've got a 6. So the assassin missed. Then, continuing along the path here, the firefly is going to take a shot at... Should it shoot the rat? It's got a clean shot at the rat. But if he takes the gecko, we can take the gecko out. Let's see if we can get this gecko off the board and deal with the rat later. So we're shooting at medium range, and the firefly is 4. 5, 6 for range. 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for cover, 10 for jump, or 4, 5, 6. Oh, so 9 for standing still, or 4, 5, 6 on the rat, 7, 8 for its TMM, 7s. So 7s on the rat or 9s on the gecko. I want this gecko off the field. All that can shoot it at this point is the Vindicator and the turret. This turret might have a shot if I crossfire with it. Yeah, that turret has a shot on him. This turret does not. This turret does not, because it's got rocks. This turret can. That can. This turret cannot. So I'm going to get a total of potentially 3. Vindicator. Yeah, we're going to shoot the gecko. We need to get the gecko out. So I'm going for 9s. Oh my god! Oh my god! Another set of boxcars! Another set of boxcars! Hey, what? That is the Firefly. Rolling for crit. That is an 8. And an 8 is a weapons hit. Gosh. 1 less damage on this gecko next turn if it survives. And that was the Firefly. And the Firefly does, at medium range, 2 damage. So there's 2 more, giving the gecko 2 armor left. God, this is great. All these boxcars. Let's do the turret. Turret's going to shoot here. As a sniper, it would shoot that. It wants to shoot what it can destroy. So it's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because it jumped. That missed. And the Vindicator that's up here is going to take a shot. And it is also 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9. Because it stood still. And that is a 4, so that missed entirely. So that whole quadrant is shot. This turret has no shot. I've got this Vindicator. And this Vindicator has no shot on anything. So that sucks. So Onto's heavy tank into the golem. It is still medium range, I think. I don't think that's close enough. No, that is, because of base to base, it is short range. So into the golem, it is going to try and shoot. It is 4. No range distance, but the golem is a TMM 1, so 5, 6 for woods. So 6s. 7. Bang. Eat 7 into the golem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is half of its health. Time for the Highlander to shoot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for cover, 6 for standing still. That is exactly a 6. And the Highlander at medium range puts 5 into the stone golem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 armor left on the golem, folks. Hatchet man. It's going to take a shot. 3. It is short range. So 3, 4, 5, 5, 6. It hits. Hatchet Man at short range does 2 damage. The golem has 1 armor left. Go, mechs, go. Go, mechs, go. Turret, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Bang! 3 more damage into the golem. 1, 2, 3. Not forced withdrawal yet, but I get to roll a crit. That is an 11. An 11 is an engine hit. So the golem is taking an engine hit. So he's going to have +1 to firing down the road. Because it is hurt. That golem is getting bamboozled. Wow, that was great. So that's all fired. This is fired. This has no shot. We already determined that shot. This turret. You know what? I think we want this turret to shoot at the golem. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on 8s. 10. Oh my god. The turret kills the golem. The golem is dead, but the golem will get the shoot back. And now I've got these 3 guys to shoot, plus this turret, which we've determined gets a cross shot over at the gecko. So let this turret do a shot. So it's 4. It is within 24. Yep. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. Cock die. That is a 5, so that will miss. Let's shoot the griffin, and the griffin's going to shoot the rat. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9s. It needs 9s, 10s because it jumped. Oh my god. I can't make this up. I just can't make this up. That is the 3rd crit this firing round. Snake eyes. No, that is a 6. So a 6 is a weapons hit. So this rat from, oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm knocking all these trees over. I'm so excited. So this rat just took from the griffin 2 damage. Still has health. Still has armor. 2 damage and a weapons hit. Holy smutch. Holy. I cannot describe how many awesomeness this is. Let's do the Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt takes the pot shot over at this rat. We determined it is within short range. Yep, it is within short range. So Thunderbolt is rolling at 3. 4, 5 for TMM, 6 for cover. And that's it. Hitting on 6s. That's a 6. Thunderbolt pops 3 into the rat, giving it another crit. 1, 2, 3. Not forced withdrawal yet, but it is getting another crit. And the crit is a 10, which is a fire control hit, which actually just makes it so that way it has a harder time to hit by a significant amount. And lastly, we'll see if this Enforcer can finish the damn thing off. Skill 2, 3, 4 for range, 5, 6 for TMM, 7 for cover, 6 because it stood still. And that's an 8. And the Enforcer at medium range does 2 damage, which is enough to completely kill the rat. So the rat is dead. Dun, 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 dun. 2 kaiju dead. Dang. And that is all of my shooting. Guys, was that not the coolest round of shooting ever? Like, what a show. What a show. Wow. Holy crap. That is impressive, right? That was crazy. Did you see that? And I almost had snake eyes. Alas, my friends, it is time for Retaliation Station. Here we go. First on the list, unfazed rat up above here. Gonna take a shot off. It is going to, what is the highest movement value? Never mind. We know what it can hit. Highest movement value is the assassin. It is going to melee the assassin for 5 damage. It is going for 4. 5 for jumping. And the assassin's TMM is 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna roll on 8s to try and take that guy out. That is a 7. So the rat misses on the assassin. The assassin lives to see another day. However, that was scary. Next on the list is 913. So that would be the gecko. And the gecko, who's still quite doing okay, it wants to shoot. Basically, it is going to spit at the thing that has the lowest TMM. what it can destroy. It's going to do 3 damage. It will want to hit the Firefly, but it will not kill it. It will have an easier chance to kill it, though, so it will hit. It could hit the turret and take the turret out, which is another couple of damage that seems to be shooting off on it. Yeah, it's going to go for the Firefly. So basically, it is going 4, 5, 6. The TMM for the Firefly is 2, so 7, 8. Jumped is 9. 8's because it's still. That's a 6. It missed. I'm rolling really bad for the Kaiju, man. I'm burning all my good rolls. Jeez. You suck, man. Okay, Kang. Kang's going to get a shot. Kang's shots are the Assassin. And Kang's instructions are what can it destroy? It's the Assassin. It gets no cover on the Assassin. So it is basically going for a medium range shot. It's skill 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it's a 10, it basically one-shots the Assassin. Oh my god. 2 5s? That's a 10. So Kang picks up a tree, poof, hurls the tree forward. Go over to this one here. This poor little Assassin sitting right there. So Kang just picks up a tree and just like, it's like, oh, down goes the Assassin. Dead. Off the board. Finally, they took a mech off the board. So they took a mech and 3 points toward its 50. It's looking pretty grim for the amount of damage we've done to them this round. But that jumping freaking Kang is going to be brutal. Next on the list is 505, which is the Dead Fire Rat. This Dead Fire Rat wants to shoot at what it can destroy with the lowest health and lowest TMM. The things that it can do 4 damage at this point, it can go for the Griffin. If it hits the Griffin, 4 damage will get rid of its armor. Hits the Thunderbolt, 4 damage will not clear its armor. Hits the Enforcer, 4 damage will not strip its armor, but has the best shot at hitting the Enforcer. So it's going to shoot the Enforcer because based on its card, lowest health, which we've determined, can destroy, can't help, but the lowest TMM with the lowest range and the nearest, which is the Enforcer. The nearest is actually the Thunderbolt, but the lowest TMM might take place. So the Thunderbolt will be rolling at a 4, 5, 4, 5, 6 on the Thunderbolt, or 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 again. So it is going to hit the Enforcer because it has a greater chance of taking out the Enforcer than the Thunderbolt. So rolling on the Enforcer, here it goes. 6s, 7, bang. So the Enforcer is, as the rat dies, it does 4 damage to the Enforcer, just about stripping its armor. And now the big guys get to go. That rat is dead. See you later, rat. You dirty rat. You killed my brother. You dirty rat. Woohoo! Let's see here. Next on the list is the Thunder Lizard. Lowest range band it can shoot. Well, it can really rip up with like only 1 point of cover on that Thunderbird. It can also take the Enforcer out, which means it can destroy, but it can also kill the Thunderbolt? No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can strip the Thunderbolt of armor, or it can just obliterate the Enforcer. No cover, which would be the Enforcer, and nearest. So it's shooting the Enforcer. Technically, it could also take the turret off. So it's a 50-50 between the turret and the Enforcer. So we're going to go with the lowest TMM, which is the Enforcer. So, well, it's both. It can destroy, no cover, and nearest. The Enforcer is just a little bit closer up. So let's do the Enforcer. 3, 4, 5. 4. 5 for cover. So 5s. That's an 8. Goodbye, Enforcer. You just took 7 to the face. Splat. That's the end of that guy. Holy schmacholi. So the lizard just... That's it. Wow. And then let's go with the Golem, which is the last thing to shoot before it dies. And it wants to shoot what it can destroy. The highest health target it can hit if it can't destroy something. Lowest TMM and nearest. Well, the Golem at short range does 4 damage. 4 damage into the Hatchet Man would not send it on retreat, but would do a lot of damage to it. It can destroy this, though. At the range that it's currently at, it's medium, which is 2, so it can't. So it wants to shoot the Hatchet Man, because Hatchet Man is short range, and the Hatchet Man's got low TMM, which is what's next thing is, and the nearest, which is the Hatchet Man. So the Golem is going to try and put the Hatchet Man into a crit and get that thing all beat up for this round. So it's going to go for 3. No other determinations. 1 for so 4 and 5 for cover. So it's going to go for 5s. That's a 7. So the Golem manages to drop 4 stone fists into 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're going to roll a crit for the Hatchet Man, which is an 8, and an 8 is a weapons hit. So the Hatchet Man, who only does 2 damage per hit, is now doing 1 damage per hit. So he's kind of useless right now, but he's been beat up a little bit, and we'll take the Golem off because he did it. He died it. That's 1 big threat off the field. Well, the Golem is dead. Dead. Holy smutch-oly. I think that's all of it, so I'm going to shuffle the deck up real quick. Make sure I got a nice variation here of cards. So we killed the Rat and the Golem. That's not bad. That is literally 150 points, or that's 125 points versus the 26 to 35 and the turret. So we're winning on points right now, but you never really know what that really means until later. All right, here we go. So two of them down, 2 mechs down, and a partridge and a pear tree. Let's clear everything up. So far so good, eh, guys? I mean, they've only done 3 damage to the total, but I think this Pegasus tank is in trouble because it's got this rat and the gecko and Kang to deal with. I think being greedy by getting behind that gecko and trying to get that gecko this turn was kind of a silly move. But I think Fox is probably pretty happy about that because they want to see this thing dead. This is what's going to determine it. Initiative. They roll an 8. And we roll an 8. It's a roll off. It's a roll off. Ready? Oh. Ooh. Just for the odds, Lorcan, I just got another boxcars. And then they got 8. So we win the initiative. Wowsies. That's what it was. Wow. So we get to go first again. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mechs. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 people. So it's 2 versus 1 all the way through. So they're going to go first. And the first on their list is 135. It is the Kang. And Kang will, if first, jump to within 24 of all enemies and to line of sight and cover from most. So it wants to go within 24. And it is 24. So it's going to then go toward the lowest health enemy it can get behind. Fewest enemies in line of sight. So Kang wants to get in there and do some damage, you know? So he wants to stay within 24. So I think for the best line of sight thing, he's going to jump all the way over here. Into these woods here. That's where Kang goes. Jumped. Sweet. Now, on our side. There. Wow, I rolled another crit. What are my odds there, Lorcan? And then on my side, I got to figure out what I'm doing. Kang's going to come and do some damage. These turrets are going to do its job. They haven't even got to the city yet, suckers. It's going to hurt. So maybe it's time to consider... I think I'm going to keep... The Highlander is going to stay still. Highlander is going to stand there and stand still. And then the second movement is going to be this Hatchet Man, who's kind of useless. And I want the Hatchet Man to jump. No. Hatchet Man's just going to move back here. Stay there. Get angles on both sides here. So Hatchet Man goes there. Ground movement. Now it's to their side. The fastest thing on their side now is the super lowland gecko. Pegasus may have flown too close to the sun. Correct. The gecko wants to jump, which it can do, toward the lowest health enemy that has not yet moved into the woods cover from most enemies toward the lowest health enemy. So its target is to get the lowest health enemy it can get. Now that happens to be the Hatchet Man, but it needs to get the most cover from most enemies. I should clear these tokens off because they haven't gone yet. And because the gecko is going where it's going, ideally it wants to jump up here, but it can't because these things are going to get in its way. So I feel like the correct call for the gecko is probably to jump into here so it'll have cover from everything up top. No. It jumps to 10. So the next object for it is to fewest enemies in line of sight, minimum 1, into woods cover from most enemies toward the nearest enemy. So it kind of wants to jump up here against this firefly. So it can jump right here. So gecko jumps up. It's back to the cliff side, and it's going to try and shoot. It can shoot pretty much. It can shoot the turret. It can shoot anything there. Nothing can get behind it based on where it jumped to. It's going to get cover from most enemies. And it has a good line of sight on pretty much anything here. So that's where the gecko wants to go. That's a damn fine jump. Oh, you can't even see it on that one. How about this one? That's a pretty big mess too. But we'll put the jump token there. Pretty gross. Pretty gross jump. Okay, now we go over to us again. I want to react to that gecko now. Vindicator. No, I don't want to move the Vindicator. If I leave the Ontos tank there, it actually has a clean line of sight against the gecko, killing it. So I want to move it. Thunderbolt's in trouble too. So let's move the Thunderbolt back. Retreat! Retreat! Thunderbolt's going to move. First thing's the Griffin. Let's get the Griffin back. Griffin's going to retreat. Griffin can jump. So Griffin's going to jump 10. Griffin's going back here. Time to retreat. Let the turrets do their job. And then the Thunderbolt is going to retreat back to here. Put him cover there. Thunderbolt's going to go right there and stay covered. Okay. Whew, here we go. Back over to these guys. Next on the movement list is the... Here we go. We got left 2, 4, 5, 6. And they've got 2. So they got 2 and then... Oh, shoot. So they've got 2 more to move. And I've got 6 to move. So we have to move actually 3. No, we moved our 2. Then they're going to go. Then we move 2. And then they're going to go. And then we move 2. That's how it goes. Okay. What is the gecko he's talking about? The gecko is here. Well, it's a lizard. It's an oversized lizard. Let's see if I got it in this frame. Get a good shot off on it if I can. Give me a sec here. I'll just readjust the frame so you guys can see it because it's a lot of fun to look at. Yeah, it's not bad. That's not a bad shot. Check this out. The gecko is up here in the top corner. It's a large lizard. It's a monster stat block. We just turn them into kaiju instead of the regular monster blocks, because that's what we're doing. Okay. Now, I was just contemplating how many I had to go here. So if I go 2, they go. I go 2, they go. I go 2. Okay, yeah. So I'm in parity here. I'm in parity. So now they're gonna go. So the next thing on there. Oh no, I have to move again. I have 6. This is the hardest part for me in Battletech. I don't know why I can't figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's my 6th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. How do I have 5 left? Did I move out of turn? 5. I guess I have 5. So I guess you should move. I need to move 1 more. That's what I need to do. Is 1 more. I'm going to move this Vindicator back. It's going to hide behind here. Right there. And now they get to go. Now they're going to go. And we're going to move their big blue Thunder Lizard. Is going to move next. There it is right there. And it wants to move. It wants to stay stationary if no enemies are within 12. Well, let's find out. Nope, the on-toast tank is within 12. So instead, it wants to move into woods cover from most enemies toward the biggest threat, which is definitely the on-toast, and toward the fewest enemies in line of sight. So I think the right call for this guy, because the hatchet man would get a good shot. It doesn't care about the thunderbolt. Line of sight is everything over here, but all this is moved. So if he goes here, it can shoot through here at all this stuff. It will block most of this. So yeah, it is literally just going to go. It's got to consider the Pegasus tank. It doesn't care about the Pegasus tank. If the Pegasus tank wants to try and get behind it, it's going to deal with the. So if it goes right here, it's got a shot in the Thunderbolt, shot at the Hatchet Man. It's going to have to deal with the Ontos heavy tank. So it will do this. Because the Ontos heavy tank cannot get behind it. No, it's going to go over here. Yeah. That's a tough one. Let's read this card. Highest TMM. So it wants to go toward the highest TMM, which is the Hatchet Man, and the nearest. So that's the Onto. So it does want to go toward. Yeah, so it's literally going to go over here. Right there. And it wants to keep its field of view this way, so the tank cannot get behind it. It claims cover from the tank, and it is going to go. It claims force from here, and that's where big Susie is going to go. Next turn, it will be able to make its way in to start wreaking havoc. Over here, we got 2 more to move. I think it's time for the Ontos tank to get its shot off. It can move 6, which means it can not get behind Susie, because Susie's arc is over here. It can just there, but I think we're going to move the tank around into the woods here. And it's going to try and get a shot off, and it's going to go eye for an eye. Stay at medium range for now. Tank, it's its ground movement. It's the woods. No, I don't like that. I think the tank is right here. I think the tank wants to. No, tank's gonna go there. It's the biggest hitter. It's got pretty good armor. It can handle enough of a hit to keep going. Let's keep it there. And I get 1 more to move, so I'm going to move this other Vindicator right now. And I want that Vindicator to. See to get a shot off if I go here. So I've got an archway here I could shoot through. And in order to shoot through it, I need to get down there. So the other Vindicator is going to jump down here and hide right there. And it's going to try and shoot the big guy. We're going to try and take this big guy out, because this big guy is going to devastate the town if it gets in there, because it does 7 damage per hit, which can kill buildings in 1 shot. So we're going to do that. That's 2. All that's left on my side now is the Firefly and the Pegasus. So the next thing to move is the Giant Fire Rat, which is 966. It would like to make toward the highest movement value enemy, which is the Pegasus, but it's one that has moved. So it then wants to get behind woods cover from most enemies, and toward the lowest health enemy it can get behind. So because it moves 5 at this point, oh no, it moves 10, but it's -2 for a few of them. It gets down to 6. Oh my god. So this rat actually can get right behind the Ontos tank. Get right in there for melee. So the rat climbs its way down real quick into the back of the tank, into the woods, and is going to try and rip that tank apart piece by piece by piece, which then lets me move my guys, the Firefly and the Gecko, and the Pegasus. See, no one's going to take the Gecko out then, right? So I'm going to move the Pegasus tank under here, so it's protected from that. And it's going to try and take some pot shots, some close range behind onto the rat. And then the Firefly needs to figure out what it wants to do. Firefly's got to jump. I think the Gecko would do this. That's the proper way. So Gecko's got cover from behind. The Firefly needs to figure. Gecko's going to be a pain in the ass. But I could force it to retreat. The Firefly does 3. Would not put it into force retreat. But if the Firefly and the turret can hit the Gecko, then we're in good shape. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to jump down here. So the Firefly's going to and take cover from this right here and try to get a shot off at the Gecko with cover. If you can get that cover, use the pillar. and we'll see what happens. Let's do some jumps and stuff. Okay, that is all the movements. Time for shoots. Time for shooting. Okay, humans shoot first against the AI. That is just the rule of ACES. So let's shoot first. Okay, what do we got? Let's just get this Ontos. Oh, the Ontos heavy tank has a rotator, doesn't it? Turret. You're in big trouble, rat. Rat turns. The turret is going to turn and shoot the rat. So here we go. 4. No range. 5-6 for TMM. 6s. 6s for 7 damage. Boom. The rat takes 7 right in the schnoz. 3, 6, 7. Putting the rat to 3 armor. Good shot, tank. Now we'll do the Pegasus. Pegasus into the back end of this rat. Doing 3 damage. The Pegasus is 4. No range difference. 5 because it's in the woods for cover. 6, 7. So the Pegasus needs 7s. Oh, Pegasus failed. So Pegasus missed. Useless Pegasus. All right. The Firefly could kill the rat. Because the Firefly is also within short range, I believe. Yes, the Firefly can put 3 into the rat, which will take its armor away. Nothing, and the turret might be able to shoot it. No, we're gonna go for the gecko. Firefly shoots the gecko. We've got a total of 4 short range, so no distance. 4, 5 for jumping, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for it jumping. So 8s. 9er. 9. Bang. So the Firefly puts 3 into the gecko. 1, 2, 3. Gecko. There we go. Gecko finally gets a crit. 4. And 4 is a fire control hit. So it is going to have a hard time hitting back next turn, considering all the rats are dead. And so then we'll do the turret. So 4. It's medium range. 5, 6, 7, 8 for TMM, 9 for jumping. So the turret needs to do a 9. The turret does 10. I'm rolling hot, folks. So 3 more damage into the gecko. 1, 2, 3. Putting it into forced retreat. And a crit. Boxcars. Mech destroyed. Jesus. Oh my God. Is that the 5th or the 6th boxcars I rolled? So the turret turns. I'm just going to turn this turret around. And is like, hey, what's up? Soof, 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 soof. And if it didn't do enough already to cause it to go forced withdrawal, it literally just rolled boxcars on its crit and just killed the gecko. Well, so the gecko's dead. Gecko gets the swing back, but the gecko is dead. Keeping this hot roll streak, we're gonna have this Vindicator here fire into the giant lizard dude and start chipping away at that 3,000 health that it's got. It has 2 rows of armor. That's how much shit I'm gonna have to dig through. So Vindicator's 4, 5, 6 for range, 7 for the TMM, 8 for jumping, and 9 for cover. That's a 10. So the Vindicator at medium range puts 2 and starts to very tink away on the giant. There's some very sexy rolls today. Wow. The Highlander stood still and gets no shot off on the big guy, but the Highlander gets no shot off on the rat. Highlander could get a shot at the gecko. Gecko's dead. Highlander stood still and gets no shots. The Hatchet Man's going to take a shot at this guy here, so it's going to be Hatchet Man is 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for TMM, 7 for cover. That is 7. So the Hatchet Man does 1 damage to the armor of the little tiny Thunderbird thing. And Thunderbolt's going to take a shot right here at the same thing. It's the same odds. That's an 8. That hits because it was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the Thunderbolt does 3 damage. 3 more armor off. Clink. I am on fire, guys. I should be playing a tournament with these rolls. The Griffin over here gets a too much cover in the way to shoot there, so and cover to shoot there. Sadly, Gecko's dead. Griffin takes no shots. The turret will take a shot here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a miss at 7. This turret gets a no shot there. So that turret does not shoot. This turret will get a partial cover shot off on here. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 7. That does not count. Does not shoot. I believe nothing there. This Vindicator, however, will get a shot at the rat with cover. So we're going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for TMM, 9, 10. I need 11s because of jumping. I rolled an 11. So Vindicator number 2 pops 2 damage into the rat, almost clearing it of its armor. It has 1 armor left. And fired. Everything is fired. Not everything can stay. Everything is fired. Their turn. Going back at the top of the list, we've got the fire rat's going to take a shot. It is basically trying to get the highest movement value thing. Oh, it's shooting the tank. So it's going to rip into the back of the tank. And it is basically rolling at 4, 5, 5. That is just 5. So it puts 5 damage into the tank, which is for almost all of its armor. Next on the firing list is the big lizard, what can it destroy? Well, with 7 damage on the stack, it can basically rip all the armor off the Thunderbolt. It can destroy this thing here. It can pop a building, actually, which is part of its objective. So it's going to check the objective of danger. The only thing, it can kill the Hatchet Man, which it doesn't consider dangerous. It could strip the Thunderbolt. It can kill the tank, which is the most dangerous. So it's going to kill the tank. So it's rolling at a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On a 7, it kills the tank. That's an 8. And so it does 7 into the Ontos tank, and the tank only has 5 health and 1 armor. So the Ontos tank goes kapoof. That was our heavy hitter. That's a bit of a game changer. So it takes that out. Good shot. Wow. Next on the list is the Super Gecko, which is dead. But the Gecko on the way out is what can it destroy? It cannot destroy the Firefly. Ooh, can it? 3 damage. No. So it cannot destroy the Firefly, so it's not going to shoot the Firefly right away. Lowest health is the turret. It's going to try to take out the turret. If it hits the turret, it kills the turret because it has no cover. So we're going at 4, 5, 6, 7 for jumping. So on 7s, it kills the turret. That is an 8. So turret and Gecko obliterate each other, and that is 6 toward the 50, which doesn't seem like much, but it's going to add up now. And the Gecko dies. Super Gecko is super deado. That's that. Consider the skirmisher deck. And then the last thing to shoot is our lovely King, who wants to hit the lowest TMM enemy it can hit, which is the Thunderbolt. It's throwing medium range for 5 damage. It wants to get within short range because it does 8 damage. But the thing that it can destroy and can crit and is the nearest, actually based on its height and cover, is the turret. So it is 3, 4, 5, 6 for cover. So 6s, it takes out the turret. And it misses. Kang misses. What a jabron. Okay. Time for it to get nasty, folks. We've got all we have left. All we have left is a rat, the lizard, and Kang versus all of my mechs over here. So let's clear this out. We're going to do one more round of this because I do have a hard limit in another 20 minutes. So we're going to do that real fast, see if I can squeeze as much in as possible, and see if we can determine who wins this match. Okay, initiative time. Dun, 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 dun. They rolled a 10, we rolled a 3. Dang. They have 3 monsters left, and we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 and 8 means that we're rolling 2 first. So 2 things to move first. I think the right move is to retreat. So Hatchet Man is going to jump 8. Hide behind here. He's just a soaker at this point. And then the Thunderbolt wants to retreat as well. Thunderbolt is going to go 8 back as well, but I think the Thunderbolt wants to jump as well. Back there. No. No, Thunderbolt wants to jump here. Claim cover from the rocks and still get some shots off. They get to go now. And the quickest on their side is Kang. Since Kang won initiative, he wants to jump into the woods cover from most enemies toward the lowest TMM enemy, which would be the Highlander at this point. And toward the fewest enemies in line of sight with the highest point value. He wants to tangle with that Highlander. So he's going to jump 10 into cover. And the best cover for Kang at this point is down in here. So, he's going to go into cover here. So he's going to claim cover from everything in here based on the rocks. And that's where he's going to hang. Next on the list is on our side. I want to move my stuff. So the way Kang is situated is he's basically hitting everything in this arc. And I can't get anything behind him over here. So I think it's time to... Is this within short range? No. So the Highlander can stay again and get a shot. We can go face to face. Yeah. Yeah. That's not good. I think the Highlander needs to back up. Highlander's going to back up. Because that rat can get up to him. Highlander's going to jump. No, Highlander's going to back over to here. Man, that rat. And the lizard. Highlander's in trouble, to be honest. Actually, I'll wait. I'm going to move the Vindicators. So Vindicator number 1 is going to jump up here. Claim cover. Vindicator number 2 is going to jump up here as well. Okay, the Vindicator brothers have made their jumps. Now we're back over here. Next on the list on the movement in speed is the lizard. It's going to move toward the highest health enemy, toward the biggest enemy it can get behind. It can't get behind any enemy, but it wants to get in cover from most things. So he's actually going to make his way right in between these rocks. I don't think he cares anymore. Does he block Kang? No, Kang's got a lot of things that can throw stuff at. Kang doesn't really care. No, he's going to go over here. This is most cover from most enemies. Yeah. And he can get behind this turret, technically. So he can shoot. He's got cover from all this. From all this here. But he can shoot all this. He can shoot all that. That's great. Now, we've got to get moving other stuff. And the rat's going to go next. So we've got to move. What do we have left to move? We've got the Firefly, the Pegasus, and the Highlander. And I have the Griffin. And they have one more to move. So we have to move, because we lost initiative, we have to move everything. So we're moving the rest of our stuff. So Griffin's going to climb down and seek cover here to try it. No, he has to stay where it is. Griffin's going to stay still. I'm trying to shoot that. Highlander is going to come over here. That rat's going to do me in real good. Firefly's going to jump back up here. See cover there. Pegasus scout tank is going to move its piddly little butt over here. Get no shots on anything this turn in case something comes around the corner. And the Highlander has to move. Pegasus is going to go there. And the Highlander has to move, so the Highlander's got to get out of here. The Highlander's going to do a jump. He's got enough to probably get behind those rocks and let the turrets do their job. And then finally, the rat. The rat's going to go. It wants to, if no enemy is within 24, which is not true, so it's going to jump, or it cannot jump, so it's going to run toward the furthest enemy it can get behind. It moves 10. This might be it, folks. It's going after the Pegasus. I should have sprinted the Pegasus out of there. Dang it. No, because it wants to get away from cover. So if it goes here, it gets cover from all of this. and it's just going to spit at the Pegasus potentially. And that's woods cover from most enemies. It was there. It could go right here. Yeah. Woods cover from most enemies is down into here. Because then it gets... There. That's what's going to go. It gets woods cover from most enemies. Okay. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Time to shoot. All right. We're going to shoot first. Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice. First things first. Turret here. 4, 5. 5s. Bang. 10. So there's 3 damage. 1, 2, 3 into the armor of the lizard. This one firing. It's going to be 4 short range. So 5, 6 for cover. That's an 8. Almost a boxcar. 3 more. 1. I'm on my second stack of armor now. 2, 3. Turrets are doing their job. Go turrets, go. That one there gets a shot off on Kang. So 4, 5, 6 for TMM. 7 for jumping. 8 for cover. On 8s. That's a miss. Turret fires and misses. This turret gets a shot. Was that a good enough shot, you think? On? No, there's too much cover. Cover from Kang. Cover from the rat. So that turret gets to shoot nothing. Now let's shoot our people. Thunderbolt. It's going to go 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for TMM. There's no cover on this one, so 6. Thunderbolt, 7 for jumping. Rolls a 3, misses. I think I've messed up my rolls this time, friends. I'm in trouble. Let's go to this one here. This cam's... Oh, no. We'll go back to that one. I'll reset this cam, because this is where all the energy is right now. I want to show you guys where all this... Get you really good angles of the close-up of this fight right now. It's a bit gross. Okay, let's focus on that frame. That's a good shot. Bam. Okay. Thunderbolt fired and missed. Hatchet Man. Hatchet Man gets no shot because there's way too much protecting it. Same with the Griffin, but the Griffin, nothing there. Hatchet Man, nothing there. The Highlander's going to shoot Kang. So the Highlander's going at skill 3. 4, 5 for range, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for jumping, 9 for cover, 10 for it jumping. That's a miss. Pegasus tank. Oh, I should have shot the rat. Too late. Yeah, we're fighting Kaiju hardcore. Pegasus is going to take its shot on the rat before it likely dies. So it is going to be a skill 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for the rat. 8. Misses. Pegasus doesn't even get a good parting shot. These two guys, the Vindicator twins, I think get clear shots at the Kaiju. With one will get it with cover, one will get it without. So the yellow will be without cover. 4, 8 is within 24 for sure. Yep. 4, 5, 6 for range, 7 for TMM. 1 gets cover. 8, 9. So 9 and 8. So the yellow's going to be 8 hits, and 9 for the blue misses. So the Vindicator gets 2 damage onto the shells of the Kaiju, which is nice. And last thing is the Firefly. The Firefly gets a clean shot on the Kaiju as well. So we're going to do the same thing with the Firefly because it jumped. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for jumping. And the Firefly rolls a 10. Firefly's putting 2 damage into it. We've got that thing down from 3, 6, 9, 10. From 20 armor, we got it down to 4 armor. But then it has a ridiculous amount of health. I think everything is fired from my end that can fire. Yep. It is their turn now. And on their side, the highest thing priority is the rat. So the rat is going to shoot at what it can destroy with the lowest TMM. So what it can destroy with the lowest TMM is, in fact, this turret. What has no cover? Well, this has cover from this. The turret has cover, which is the nearest, the Pegasus. So, but it wants to hit the lowest TMM that it can destroy. So it actually fulfills the first 2 conditions on the turret. So I'm actually not trying to favor myself here, but the turret is its target. It's also part of its win condition. So it will go for the turret because it doesn't consider the Pegasus a threat in any way. And it cannot kill the Griffin. But it can strip the Griffin a little bit. But it is going to go for the turret. So it is 4, 5, 6, 7 for cover. And that's a 9. and it demos the turret. Another turret down. That's not good. It's 3 turrets down. Next on the firing priority, we have the Lizard. Now, the Lizard wants to shoot the lowest TMM thing it can hit. And then since the Highlander couldn't hit it, it can't hit the Highlander. It can, however, hit the Thunderbolt. And if it hits the Thunderbolt, it will put it into force withdrawal. No, it won't. It will strip it of armor. And that's really its only target. Or it can hit the turret, which hitting the turret is a vital thing. If it hits the turret, it does 8 damage to the turret. It does 8 damage to the turret. So it's going to attack the turret. So we're rolling for 3. Boxcars. What? You can see it right here. Can you see it? Can you see what I just rolled? It's boxcars. Look at this. Look at this. What is that? What is that? How many boxcars have I rolled this game? Roll for crit just for fun. It's 10. So it literally wipes that turret out. 3, 6, 9, 12. So they're 12 into their victory conditions. And it just ripped that turret in half. So it's taking a lot of dice off the board, which is nice. And then the last thing to throw is Kang. Kang is basically hitting what it can destroy. What it can destroy from here is the only thing it can hit is the Highlander. Because it's the only thing that's within range to hit. So it's going to go after the Highlander, and it's going to throw a tree from under here at the Highlander for 3, 4, 5 for range, 6 for the TMM on the Highlander, 7 for jumping. So on 7s, it's going to do a healthy 5 to my Highlander. And a 3, so it misses. Okay, that's the turn. Let's do another one real quick. I know I'm like speed demoning this. Oh my god. The Kaiju minis are from Fox Network. They printed these and painted them. Thank you to Paul for bringing these out and a part of his team, which is Les and all that fun stuff. Let's roll for initiative. Well, first things first. Let me clear these tokens off. I've got a real tight time limit. I got to go see my daughter's birthday, and I should be leaving now, but I'm going to do one more turn and be late. So, because, you know, she's only turning 7 once, right? But we'll get this out of the way real quick. See if we can. This will be the final turn determining. And 4. They rolled a 5. We rolled a 6. We are first. I like that. They have 3. And we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to move 2 right now, and then 3. Oh, they're going to move first, though. And then we're going to move 4. So first on their list is the big blue Thunderbird. And at first, it is going to move to 16 from the nearest enemy, into woods covered from most enemies toward the highest health enemy. Basically, it wants to get over here because it wants to start doing damage to the buildings, and it thinks that it can handle that. No, you know what? With 16, it's going to go back into the woods. So, that's an interesting play. Yeah, it's actually going to go back into the woods for cover. Because it can still shoot buildings from here. Right here. Woods cover from most enemies. Which is right here, and it can shoot all this up. No. It can go... Yeah, you know what? There it is. Woods covered from most enemies. It's going to stay right there and keep handling stuff like it's supposed to. We got to move 4 things. Thunderbolt. It's going to stay where it is. So I want that Thunderbolt to take it out. Hatchet Man is going to stay where it is, given a target to shoot at. And then we're going to keep the Griffin where it is and hold the line. And lastly, we will... I have to move 4. Lastly, I will put the Highlander down here to get a shot off on it again, I think. I think that's probably the right move. No, Highlander can't go there. Highlander's got to go... It's going to move over to here. Jump there. Hold his ground. Now they get to go. Next on the list is Kang. So Kang is going to... If no enemies are within 16, turret is within 16, and so is that. So it will then go towards cover from most enemies, towards the biggest threat, which is the buildings, and it is moving. He's not running. He's not jumping. He is going to move toward the biggest threat, cover from most enemies. It's going to go right. He can go right in there. He's going right in. He wants to go here. He's going to get cover from them. He won't get cover from them. Yeah, he will. Because this cover. He's going to move. You know what? I think he's going to go here. Because that's most cover from all this. So he's going to go right in there and do his thing. Or what else does he want? Toward the biggest threat enemy. Nope. He's going... Yeah, he's going to go right in here. That's where he's going. You don't care. He's got so much armor. Sick. Okay. And now I got to move 1, 2, 3, 4 left. I have to move. I lost initiative, so I have to move all my guys. And then the rat goes. Oh, I won initiative. So I move 2, they move 1, I move 2. Firefly. No, the 2 Vindicators. 2 Vindicators are going to stay still. I've got no choice. I gotta get rocking here. The rat's got to go now. The rat wants to go to the lowest enemy it can get behind, toward the lowest health enemy. At this point, its correct move is to go here and take out this turret and get behind. But it wants to do it in a way that it can hit everything, which is right there. No. It goes right here. Gets protection from those guys who didn't move. And he'll get shots off on this turret or the Pegasus. So he's going to go there. No. Because then that Firefly will get behind him. Where's he going to go? Next thing on his list is fewest enemies in line of sight. Woods cover from most enemies. Scarily enough, it's actually down here. Because while under here, that Firefly can probably get behind him, but he's... Yeah, he needs to go down there. He needs to go right there. And he'll get a shot off on a bunch of stuff. There. Okay. Then we get our last 2. So the Firefly is going to go. Firefly is going to come down here. Take a shot from behind. And lastly, the Pegasus Scout Tank has 16 movement. He's going to right in here behind Kang and get a shot off behind the kaiju. So right into the woods there, get a shot off on the kaiju. Into the rear arc of the kaiju. 16. It's over here. All the way over here and just tuck the woods behind the kaiju. Okay, my turn to shoot. I dropped the dice. I need my dice. Oh. Here we go. 4, 5 for TMM. So 5 for the Pegasus to shoot the back. I got it with an 11. And he's doing 3 damage into the back of this thing. That's 3 more of its armor. It has 1 armor left. Turret, 4, 5, 6. 6. That puts it into crit. 1, 2, 3. And the crit is a 9, which is no critical hit. Nice and easy for accounting's sake. Thunderbolt, 3, 4, 5 for range. 6, 7, 6. Thunderbolt rolls a 9. Puts 3 more damage into the kaiju. 3. That's going to be in forced retreat soon. And the crit is an 8, which is a weapons hit, but I think it's dead this turn. Hatchet Man. 8 hits for 1 damage. That's another crit. Almost forced retreat. The crit is a 4, which is a fire control hit. Boy, this kaiju's not going to live next turn. Griffin, pop shot. 4, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. That is a 9. Griffin puts 2 damage into it. And another crit. That is forced withdrawal mode for 9. So it has a weapon control, a fire control, and now a no critical hit. Highlander into Kang. So Highlander's going to go, he's got 4. Is that short range? Definitely. 4. 5 for jumping, 6, 7 for TMM, 8 for cover. Highlander puts a 10 into him, and at short range, the Highlander puts 4 into the shields, or into the tough leather hide of the Silverback. These guys here are double shooting. Let's go double trouble here. Yellow and blue. They have the exact same requirements, which is 4, 5, 6 for range, 7, 8 for TMM, 7s because they're standing still. 1 hits, 1 does not. 2 damage into Kang. And the Firefly takes a shot into the back of the rat. And this will take a shot into the rat. So the turret is 4. Short range, 5, 6, 7. So 7's on yellow. And 4, 5, 6 for TMM, 7 for jumping. So 7s each. The turret does hit and hits the rat for 1, 2, 3, putting it into forced withdrawal and a crit, which is 5. I believe that is no critical hit. And that's all my firing. Their turn. Okay, the last turn of the game here. Let's see if they can do enough damage to make this work. The rat wants to shoot at something it can destroy with the lowest health and the lowest range band, which is the turret. So it will, in its parting shot, shoot the turret for 4. 4. And the turret is gone. See you later, rat. That's the end of the rat. It's retreating. The next on the list is the Silverback. It wants to shoot at what it can destroy. It hasn't hit the Highlander yet, but it wants to shoot at a thing at the lowest range with the lowest TMM, which is, in fact, the Griffin, which it can do 8 damage to and kill it. Or it can take a building out. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 15 and 6 is 21. Can't do enough damage this turn to kill the buildings, but it will smash 8. Man, it will smash 8 into the Griffin. Or it can actually outright kill. Yeah, the Griffin is what it wants to hit. So it's going to hit this Griffin. So it's going to go 3, 4... for cover, and the Griffin's TMM is 2, so 5, 6. So 6s, it does 8, and the Griffin is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's forced withdrawal on the Griffin, and the crit is a 5, which is no critical hit. So the Griffin is in forced withdrawal, and he can get off the board next turn. Oh, it's even easier to hit him. So the Griffin is done, so we're just going to take him off just for posterity, so we know what the casualties were of this particular match. And lastly, the Kaiju takes its attack. And the Kaiju, the big blue lizard, wants to hit lowest range band that it can destroy. It's going to put 7 into the... It would likely shoot the turret, because the Thunderbolt it can't take out. So let's just see if it takes the turret out. That would be an 8, which is more than enough to take the turret out. So that turret dies as well. So... in conclusion to this match, I'm way behind for what I need to do, so I need to go. But in conclusion for this match, what we have here is next round, we have the rat in forced withdrawal, and all we have left is the Silverback, and we have the big Kaiju is just 1 hit point out of forced withdrawal, so they're going to fight one last round. Odds are they're going to go down dying. Next round, the Silverback's full armor still, so it's going to do the most damage. But it did 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 damage out of 50. So it probably could have done more damage on the outset, but it did kill 4 of our mechs on the process and severely damage a couple of them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but that was a pretty fun match. Wow, that was great. I appreciate you guys watching. I got to head off to a birthday and then come back here and film some stuff. I really appreciate everyone being part of this. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Stay frosty.